Hey, this is going to be a demonstration of my loot maps Discord bot. This is directed towards CC teams with the random POI drops. You can also use it in ranked if you want, but yeah, this is mainly a CC thing where you're going to be dropping new POIs every time, and it's also sort of directed at EEC scrims the way they have their scrims set up. So there are a couple commands. First, you can view, delete, remove loot maps. It's based on a server, not a user, so you will need to invite this to a server, and I would suggest doing it in a private server just because if you're wanting to invite anybody and give anybody perms, if they have managed server permissions, they're going to be able to delete and edit loot maps. Just be careful with that. There's a limit of 1.5 megabytes for a loot map file. I don't want huge images being uploaded to my database. So it already does image compression, but if it's 1.5 megabytes going in, it is not going to work. So you will need to compress it beforehand or make it a little bit smaller. Alongside the loot maps, I have settings for the team composition. So if you want to name your players, put what characters they're going to be on per map, what color they're going to be on the loot map, you can set that all up. And then it also has settings for a block of scrims if you want to preload some maps in just so you can run easy commands and sort of get the feel for rotating through a bunch of POIs. Let's say you're in the EC scrim marathon, you can load 12 maps in and just sort of go through the list as the day progresses. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate some of the stuff. I'm going to go ahead and delete a loot map first. So I'm going to go remove on Stormpoint. I'm going to get rid of Jurassic. I delete Jurassic. Now I want to go ahead and upload a loot map for Jurassic. So I'm uploading to Jurassic. Here's my loot map for it. And now we have a loot map for Jurassic that we can view. When we upload it, it tells us what we're missing for that map. As well, Stormpoint Jurassic. And that's going to display the loot map alongside the roster info, which I have yet to set up, but I'll do that in a second here. So if I want to have roster info on, by default, it is enabled, but you can turn it off. Just turn the setting to false, and that will reset it. But let's say you want to load in your comp into the thing. So we'll do loot maps, comp. Let's do names first. So player 1, that's going to be me on our team. So 360 swivel. Player 2, boy, and you can do this all in one command. I just kind of fat-fingered enter. And player 3, Twilight. So now that I've got a roster in, we can just go ahead and set up the characters we'll be playing. So you can do this per map. So if you have different comps on E-District, Stormpoint, or World's Edge, or if you have the same comp that you're going to be running on all of them, you can do that here. So player 1, that's me. I'm on Bangalore. Player 2 is our anchor. He's playing Caustic. And player 3 is our refrag, who is on Alter. So now we have that set up. And then we can do comp colors. So again, you can set this per map if you're playing different comps, if you want somebody on a different path. For me, I have the fragger on the red path, just because they're not usually going to be a movement character. So that's whoever the third is that doesn't have any movement abilities. So I am red. Player 2 is our anchor, who is playing a ring console character. Any ring console character I have on blue, so that's going to be blue path. And then player 3 is our movement, which I always have on green path. So now we've got our team set up, so we can go and view our Jurassic loot map again. And this is going to have the updated roster info. So we've got our loot map, where everybody drops, got where they're dropping, and what loot path they're going to be, what character they're playing. So let's say we're going to play a scrim block. So we have the block command for that. Let's see, do I have a block set up? I do. So I have Blossom, Shipyard, and Dam already loaded in. It's already on Shipyard, so let's go loot map block previous. And this is going to display the previous one, which should be Blossom. Oh wait, no. Currently it's set to Blossom. That was the last displayed one. So I kind of messed up. But the next loot map to be displayed is going to be signified with the right arrow. So now we're on Blossom. That's the last displayed. So if we go to next, there we go. It goes Shipyard. So it loops back around. And now we're on Dam. So let's go ahead and add some blocks into the thing. So let's say you're playing an EEC scrim. You're playing 3 on E-District and 3 on Stormpoint. So let's go C-Note, Checkpoint, and Pylon. So we can go loop maps block list. And since we did loop around, it's going to start from Blossom because we had that as the next POI set. So we would do loop maps block next. And then this is going to go all the way through our POI list. There's all our ED maps. Now we're on the Storm Point. And there's our last Storm Point map. It looped back around. So now what you can do is loop maps, block, remove all, or you can remove them by map. So if you want to remove all for E District, all for Storm Point, all for Wedge, you can do that as well. So now we don't have a loop map block. There's no loop maps listed. And you can do that for the next whatever scrim block you're playing. After that, we've got a loop maps list, which displays all the loop maps that you have per map. So I've got 2 on Storm Point, World's Edge, I've got none yet, and then E District, I've got a couple uploaded. And let's say you just want to check, like, what's your total progress looking like on uploading all these maps. Ideally, you would use the list map, the list command, to just easily go down the list and copy what you're missing. But if you want to just, like, check, okay, what do we have, what do we not, what do we need to work on, this will just display, quite literally, all the loop maps that you're missing and have uploaded per map. And, like, your total coverage. So right now I've got 6 out of 65 uploaded in this server. But yeah, that's basically it. I think I've gone over all the commands. Obviously replace functions the same way as upload. You just give it a map, a POI, and a file. But that only applies if you have one uploaded already, or you could just remove it. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. If you're viewing a POI that you don't have uploaded, what it does is it is going to just fetch a template image. So this is for Lava Fissure, don't have one uploaded for Lava Fissure. And you can just download this and draw your loop map on that. But yeah, that's basically it. I've got a link to invite this bot to your server. It's not going to be this specific one. This is just the one that I use for testing. I do have a fully working branch, but yeah, I'll have a GitHub for that public eventually. But yeah, that's about it.